welcome. My name is Nerdstrom, and I'm going to be playing against myself. We are living in a post Hiram Flaversham, post Fortisphere world, and those that are fans of Sapphire decks kind of don't know what to do with themselves at this point. But here at the Nerdstrom household, you guys already know that I always have potential options to kind of talk about in the wake of things like ban lists. So today we are going to be having a one-on-one match between number 5 ranked Emerald Steel, looking to take the crown and advance in the ratings, in the rankings, against number 4 ranked Ruby Amethyst. It's a battle of the deck that discards versus the deck that draws. A tale as old as time. These are the two decks that I kind of feel are kind of rising up potentially in the wake of Hiram Flaversham and Fortisphere being banned from competitive play. And we want to see and test the abilities of these decks. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So we have, this is gonna be kind of a different setup, since for one thing, it's a Thursday morning that I'm doing a showing of one of my streams instead of a Sunday evening, and so I am not expecting as much attention. What am I saying? No, I'm not expecting to be as focused and as together as I normally would be on a Saturday evening, for example, Sunday evening. See, look, I'm already like messing up my days. For one thing, I have yet to shuffle, but seeing as how I had some time to talk about, I've had some time to talk about and get some games going, I figured I'd go ahead and get some games in and do it in front of all you guys. So that is kind of the game plan that I've got going for today. But yeah, I've not even shuffled. I haven't done any adjustments to these sort of things. Since I haven't scheduled to do anything edits in terms for the Emerald Steel decks as well as the Ruby Amethyst decks, I have yet to optimize those completely. But such is the life of a person who works full-time in one job, part-time in another. And so you gotta get your practice in when you can. I like to think that some people can relate, but my love of Lorcana is strong, and I always want to do whatever I can to kind of see development in the game through in any way that I possibly can. So let's see. All right. So just so you know, I still haven't really shuffled these decks. I just was really excited to kind of get some games going for today, and so you're going to see my preparation process at the same time too. I think some people know how my preparation process is, and that's okay. I need to do this for Emerald Steel as well. I just wanted to get things rolling. Now, I think I know something that you guys are probably asking about is if you know about decks that are going to come out of the woodwork and be potential threats in the wake of this ban list, how come you aren't playing your trusted deck, Steel Song? I would consider that I would consider myself a Steel Song player, and as much as I do want to play it right now, unfortunately, I spent the last week or so trying to optimize Sapphire Steel, which was a rising deck at the time, to be as strong as possible in the thing. And so in order to do that, I had to sacrifice some songs from Steel Song and move them to that deck. And I can only keep the decks intact if I have the cards necessary. Now, if I have to switch cards out, that does mean that I have to sack a deck in order to in order to kind of finalize the deck and kind of get it ready for competitive play. What I wanted to do was see if I can get Sapphire Steel to as high of a level as I possibly could, just so I at least know that if I decide to commit to Sapphire Steel, I just want to know just how well it optimizes. Is it really worth, for set championship season, is it worth actually getting rid of Steel Song, or not necessarily getting rid of Steel Song, but not being able to have it all well put together. And it was a tough decision to make, but I needed to know what it could be. Now that Steel Song is a viable option, again, at least according to some people, I still don't understand why people say that the deck is supposed to be really strong, when in reality, like, if you compare, while it might have a competitive edge against Sapphire Steel, I mean, Ruby Sapphire is still out there. And Ruby Sapphire is the proper antithesis of the deck, and so that's why I always wonder why is Steel Song considered like the optimal, like, is all of a sudden like now going to be competitive? I'm not saying it's not competitive; it is a very competitive deck, but against Ruby Sapphire, it's still a threat, and it has been for many sets now. So I will be working to get Steel Song back into thing. You're going to notice that Sapphire Steel is going to be a little bit less optimized. It still remains a 6th seed, and I still have yet to prove if my Amber Emerald deck, the Chernadog deck, is sleeve worthy. That's going to be happening in a future video. I was hoping to get it done today, get some sleeve worthy videos of that one today, but unfortunately I wasn't able to. So because I need to know what to do with my hands post Hiram and post Fortisphere ban. So let's go ahead and get things started. I'm gonna go ahead and roll some dice for Emerald Steel. Emerald Steel's got 6 and Ruby Amethyst has 7. So let's go ahead and do that. So Ruby Amethyst is gonna start first. Now in the case of Emerald Steel's never really been changed since Emerald Steel has had its own ups and downs in terms of the deck being as dominant as it possibly can be. You know that if you know your history within Lorcana, you know that what's the deck? Sorry, just trying to get myself in order here. You know that Emerald Steel had its own, not necessarily a ban, but an errata in the form of Bucky back around set 4. I must have back 2 for Emerald Steel, and but it has definitely recovered. It's definitely gotten stronger. It's still a very great deck. This was, and honestly, in the wake of the announcement, I remember I was going to my league night at my local game store, and I was like, okay, cool, great, let's go ahead and experiment with some Ruby Sapphire. Let's do some Sapphire Steel, and then I get the ban. And I had already carried all my gear to work, and I was prepping to go ahead and go down to the LGS, like immediately after work, and it didn't, and I was just like, oh my gosh, what do I do? So then the first instinct that I had was, okay, well, what's another top tier deck that I have in my arsenal? And I was like, okay, the first thing I'm thinking of is Emerald Steel. So I went ahead and I went with Emerald Steel. And that's just, you know, how things go in certain ways. So Emerald Steel is ready to go, and let's go ahead and get Ruby Amethyst ready to go. Now, Ruby Amethyst, on the other hand, has not really faced too many changes. Obviously, it's completely unaffected by the ban list, but Ruby Amethyst, for the most part, has kind of been a deck that doesn't really have any. It hasn't been getting too much love, and thus it doesn't get too much support. So that's a thing that's kind of interesting about the deck. You know what? I'm gonna try this. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and send back 2 as well for the Amethyst. So a lot of the cards that you see in here are relatively unchanged, and I mean, there's a reason why the deck is currently a 4 seed, at least in my in the house, in the Nordstrom house. It's still seeded. It's a pretty solid deck. It's a deck, I will admit, I am not completely fully optimized nor committed to. There are instances where I have some hot and cold streaks with the deck, and I feel very, and I like one point I feel very confident about my ability with the deck, and then next thing you know, I face against somebody who's very competent with the deck, and you know, he sends me back down to earth. I think there's still some legs with this deck. Again, draw is really important. Ruby Sapphire demonstrated that as a very thing, and it's not even the most optimal deck option, draw option. Any Amethyst deck is going to be much better at draw than any of the other decks. But let's go ahead and get things started. What am I doing? There we go. All right. Okay. All right, so without further ado, let's get nerdy. I am going to start by inking. I'm going to go ahead and ink a Brawl, and I am going to spend 1 for Magic Broom. I'll pass turn. Okay, so I'm going to draw for turn. I am going to ink Tinkerbell and pass. Pass turn. Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. I will, let's see. No, I kind of regret this. I'm going to, I'm going to ink the library, and I'm going to spend 1 for Diablo. I will quest for 1, and I will pass turn. I'm going to draw for turn. You'll hate to see it. I'm going to ink a Pete, and I'll spend 2 for Morph. And I will pass turn. Let me get some more lights in there. You can't see me backlighting that way. Let's try that instead. Let me know if the lighting is any good or bad. I'm trying to, with this new light setup, I'm just trying to see if what I can do to optimize it as best as I can. All right, ready, set, draw. Oh, there you go. That actually makes things easier. I'm going to ink a Friends, and I am going to spend 3 for Sisu, and I will... No, actually, you know what? In the wake of Sisu, I'm going to banish... sorry. The way it works is you quest for 1. You pay the fine, pay Sisu. You banish this. Draw a card. And I will also quest for 1 more to 3, and I'll pass turn. And I will draw for turn. I'm going to ink the Muses. I am going to... I'm going to spend 3 to shift Beast. I will think. No. No, I'm not going to shift Beast. I'm going to discard Stormy John and shift Diablo. And then I will spend 3 for Prince John. And then I will quest for 1. Pass turn. You're going to draw. And Steel's going to get a Diablo draw. Alright, I'm going to draw for turn. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and ink Diablo. I'm going to spend 4 for Genie. I will, which lets me draw a card. I am going to have Sisu sing Friends on the Other Side to draw 2 cards. I will quest for 1 and I'll pass turn. Okay, let's see. I'm going to draw for turn. I am going to... Oh, I don't really want to do this. It might be a while. I'm going to ink a Pete. I'm going to spend 4 for the Muses. I'll go ahead and have... Ooh, do I have it? I do have an evasive. Oh, shoot. Crap. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and quest for 1. And I will pass turn. Turn. I will I'm going to spend 3 and I'm going to brawl Diablo. Quest for 2. No, you know what, I'm going to quest out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and I'll pass turn. Okay, draw for turn. Okay, I'm gonna ink a morph, play beast. Sorry, I should have Diablo drawed, my bad. It wouldn't change anything. This is not good. Not good on both sides. I'm gonna pass turn. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna draw for turn. I'm gonna ink Maui, and I am going to spend 4 for Genie, draw a card, spend 1 for Chernobyl followers. I'm gonna go ahead and quest for 5. And I will pass turn. Okay. Draw for beast. Draw for turn. Gotta do something. I'm going to ink Pete. I'm gonna spend 6 to play Tinkerbell, so I'm gonna put damage on everybody on the opponent's side. Excuse me. Let me just get my stuff. There we go. Diablo's gonna go. Diablo's gonna draw you a card. Chernobyl followers is gonna go. Let's see. I will have Beast challenge Sisu. I will take 4 damage. still won't take anything out. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pass turn. Okay. I was thinking for a second there that this deck brick, but no, honestly, this isn't terrible. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna ink Queen of Hearts and I am gonna go ahead and spend. Actually, no, hang on. Let me challenge Beast to take that out. Both of them are gonna go. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna go ahead and spend 2 for Cusco. And then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna quest for 2. And I'll pass turn. So let's see what that does for me. Okay, I'll draw for turn. Oh my goodness. Fine. 3 for Prince John. 3 for Prince John. I'm gonna go ahead and. Ooh, I can't. Can I? No, I can't. Actually, that worked even better than I thought. I'll just quest out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not gonna be the end of the game. We'll see. Okay. So I'm gonna draw for turn. I'm gonna go ahead and spend 3. Well, no, actually. I'm gonna quest for 3. And I'm gonna ink the library. And I'm going to play Be Prepared. So I take these guys out. Cusco draws me a card. Those all go. And then I will pass turn. You were threatening a really big play, and I'd rather not deal with that. I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 and 3 for 2 Diablos. I'll pass turn. Draw for turn. I will go ahead and ink Queen of Hearts, and I will spend 6 for Lady Tremaine. Take 1 of your Diablos out, and I will pass turn. There you go. You got to do something about this one. Let's see what happens. This turn. Yep. That's it. 5 for Cricky. Quest for 1. Call it. All right. So Ruby Amethyst takes the first round, first game of this matchup of 2 potential Rising Titans in the meta post Hiram Fortisphere ban. And to be honest, I did kind of feel that both of these decks kind of had bricks in the early game. I mean, like, if I could at least gain some more ink like midway through the game, I could have had a better, I had a stronger chance in Ruby Amethyst. Thankfully it did happen. I was able to get cards out that drew me stuff so that I could get to my bigger hitters and just keep inking until I could get to the big stuff. And that definitely worked out in the favor of the Ruby Amethyst deck. Emerald Steel, I had all the parts in place for so that when I get like the trigger cards, you know, like the discard, you know, Sudden Chill and Hypnotize and stuff like that, I was like, okay, I'm prepared. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and do it. And then it just never came. I don't think I was ever pressed for ink at any point in the Emerald Steel side, but it's just like none of the cards were coming. So it's just kind of rough because I don't want to waste my time just like pile shuffling the whole time for the stream just because the deck is was just so poor, and it's the same thing on both sides, honestly, because you just saw what happened. Is like eventually, like I drew into just nothing but uninkables. I just got the luck. Ruby Amethyst just got the luck, the draw in that situation. So, so they get it. This side gets the win. Let's go ahead and restart. Good question is like, can you guys actually see the score on there? Let me see what happens if I switch light. No. Okay, in case I want the warm light anyway. Okay, well, I was just wondering if maybe changing the lights would result in a better view. It does not. I mean, if you look really closely, and I try to talk out my scores and everything like that, and hopefully it'll work out. But let's hope that the shuffle on this in both of these decks is a little bit better, because I want to see if I can get, a competitive game going for both sides. I think Ruby Amethyst definitely ran away with it very easily, in my opinion, even though it had that uninkable lock on its hand. Cool. All right, so let's go ahead and start off with getting Ruby Amethyst. Emerald Steel is going to be playing Storm first this next round. These are best of 3. Seeding is going to be affected by this game because if Emerald Steel does win, it will trade places with Ruby Amethyst in the rankings. So let's see. Nope. Nope. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and send back 4. Apologize if you hear anything else going on in this house. This house was built in the 60s. I am in an apartment block and there are people around me. I can audibly hear them. There is construction going on outside as well. All the more reason why I should be doing more streams at night. But sometimes you gotta take it as it comes. But other than that, I just want to keep playing some Lorcana and just play the game that I definitely love, and I sure as hell hope that you love too. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching my stream. Whether you watch it now or later on. All right, so let's go ahead and oh shoot. Okay, let's do that. Okay, and let's go ahead and get Emerald Steel going. I kind of look at these mats as I'm looking at. I know that Tinkerbell is in the deck of this one. I can't remember though if Belle is in that one though. I did have it at one point in there as a good option, but I don't know. Let's see. Let's put that there. I'm going to send back one and hope for the best. Okay, there's that, there's that. Okay, got 7 in there. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and play. Good luck, have fun. That did not go as well as expected. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and ink Pete, and I am going to play Diablo. You get to see the hand that I was dealt to start off with. All right, so on hand we've got a Genie, a Library, a Queen of Hearts, Brawl, Merlin, Magic Broom, and Cusco. Lots of early game draw power. You love to see it. All right, pass turn. Okay, I'm gonna draw a turn. Let's see. I am going to ink the Queen of Hearts, and I'm going to spend 1 for Magic Broom. I'll pass turn. Draw a turn. Oof. I'm going to ink Cricky, and I'm going to spend 2 for Morph. And request for 1. Pass turn. Okay, let's draw a turn. I am going to... I'm going to ink a Goat, and I'm going to spend 2 for Cusco. Damn it. Quest. Cusco. Banish. Draw. There you go. I'm good. See, this is what I'm telling you. I'm not that great of a Ruby Amethyst player. This is like, I always keep forgetting that the way that you're supposed to do the order of operations on this sort of things. You know, usually whenever like I play against somebody and they quest first before they start doing their ink, I'm just like, I always associate questing with like the last thing that you do. And then like when they start doing stuff to us, I'm like, oh no, here comes all the cards. I always have that kind of mindset sometimes. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and drop a turn. Okay, I'm going to ink I'm Still Here, and I'm going to spend 3 for Prince John. I will... Quest for 1. Pass turn. Okay, drop a turn. I am going to ink the crab. Spend I'll spend 3 to Brawl Diablo. Actually, no. I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna Brawl Morph. And I am going to quest for 1. Pass turn. Turn. Ooh, this puts me in an interesting situation. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and have spend 3 for Ursula. And I will go ahead and quest for... Yeah, I'm going to quest for 3. You're at 3 right now, so yeah, no, should be fine. Just to know that, knowing the deck that I've got. I should be, this should be okay. I'm gonna draw for turn. Okay. I'm going to ink friends. I'm going to spend 1 for magic room. I'm gonna spend 3 for the library. You know what? I'm not gonna do magic room, but I am gonna spend that 1 to move Cusco. I'll quest for 1. I'll pass turn. Okay. Draw turn. I'm going to ink the Cove. I'm going to spend 4 for the Muses. I'm going to go ahead and Ursula sing Storm Rage on to Cusco. Take 2. Draw a card. Draw a card. On that side. I draw a card on this side. And I also want to put, do it again and put 2 damage on the Muses. Which allows me to also draw a card. And that should be good. I'm going to go ahead and quest. Ooh, actually, no. I'm going to quest for 1. And I'll pass it. Alright. 1 for the library. I'm going to draw a turn. That was definitely not there when I played this deck. I'm gonna go ahead and ink Magic Broom, and I'm gonna spend 5 for Maui, which will allow me to rush into Ursula. I'll take 2. Take 2 damage over here, and then I'm gonna go and pass turn. Okay, I'm gonna draw turn. I'm going to ink Cricky. I'm going to wait, no, sorry, I'm gonna ink Pete. Sorry, my bad. I'm going to have the Muses sing Storm on Maui, bring it up to 4. Draw a card. I'm gonna have Diablo finish it off. Take that out, and then I am going to spend 3 for Hypnotize, which allows me to discard and draw a card. Discard 1 of your cards. Let's do Dragonfire. I get to draw a card. I don't get to send anything back because I can't anyway. And then I also draw 4 Prince John. That's right. Yes, there's that too. Okay, this deck is now starting to cook. let's see what happens here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and draw turn. Ooh, that's not good. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and spend 4 for Genie. Draw a card. I'm going to ink Merlin. Dang, I wish I could. Oh, 1 for library. I'll go ahead and send Genie to the library as well. And I will pass turn. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and draw a turn. Let's go ahead and... Okay, I'm going to go ahead and ink a Morph. And I'm going to go ahead and spend 5 to hard cast. We don't talk about Bruno on Genie. And we're going to go ahead and see if I can get it discarded at random. Okay, so we got 5 cards in here. If I get a 6, I will redraw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Madame Medusa. That is not the card I wanted, but that's okay. Got one of those guys out in front of my end. I'm just kind of glad I did that. So I discard. I do draw for Prince John. You know, what the heck? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have the Muses sing Sudden Chill. Choose and discard a card. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Fine. He's going to go. Prince John is going to draw. And I will go ahead and quest for 2. And I'll pass turn. You do have 6. There is potential view paired on board. We'll see. 1 for the library. See, this feels a little bit more competitive now. I'm going to draw a turn. I am not going to do that. I'm going to ink a brawl, and I am going to spend 6 for Lady Tremaine. You're gonna have to choose, man. Let's do. Oh, this is tough. I'm gonna, oh, damn. I'm gonna banish the Muses. So Emerald Steel player is gonna banish the Muses instead. And then, hell, I'm gonna spend 1, send Tremaine to the library, and I will pass turn. Okay, I'm gonna draw a turn. Actually, you know what? I do actually know what to do. I'm going to go ahead and ink Pete, and I'm gonna spend 5 for Lucifer. I'm gonna choose and discard 2 cards. Let's do that. Actually, no, or 1 action card. Let's do the 1. Yeah. There we go. We'll do 2 friends. Now you know what's in that hand. But Prince John will feast. 1, 2. I didn't ink. Oh no, I did ink. Yeah, I did Space Pipe. Sorry. I am going to spend 1 for Diablo. I'll discard Storm to shift Diablo, and I will. Yeah, you never know. I'm gonna quest for 2. I'm gonna pass turn. Okay, 1 for library. I'm gonna draw for turn. I am going to spend 4 for Genie. Draw a card. I am going to ink the library, and I'm going to brawl Diablo. So Diablo goes. I will go ahead and challenge. Oh, yeah, drew the card. I'm gonna go ahead and challenge Prince John. Take 1 damage. And I will pass turn. That work out as well as I thought it would. I'm going to go ahead and draw for one. I gotta try. Spend 3 for Diablo, 3 Prince John, quest for 2, and I'll pass turn. Alright, 1 for the library. Draw for turn. Dang, really? Okay, fine. Spend 4 for Genie, draw a card. 1 for Turnabog, 1 for Diablo. I'm gonna spend 1 and I'm gonna send followers to the thing. I am going to challenge Lucifer. Take 2 more, so to 3. And then I'm going to quest for 2, and I will pass turn. Okay, let's see. Draw for turn. I actually really thought that I was going to get B-prepped in that situation. Damn. I gotta do something. I'm gonna go ahead and spend 5 for Cricky. On play, they get +3 this turn. I will challenge. No, I actually no. Hang on. No, let me be smart about this. Get 4. Because like if I don't, still 18 though. Just got 8 on board. Nah, I got no choice. I'm gonna hit Genie. I am going to hit Tremaine. With the thing that goes away, Tremaine draws a card. Oh, damn. Wish I could get that. It's okay. All right, I'm gonna draw. Turn. What is it? Pass turn. I'm already here anyway. 1 for library. Draw for turn. Make a brawl. 1 for Churnbox followers. I will spend 3 to send all of these guys to the library. I am going to quest for 1, banish this, draw a card for Churnbox followers, and draw a card for the library. And then I will quest for. Wait, hang on. Yeah, quest for 3. I will spend 1. Actually, no. We'll spend 4 for the goat. Give me 1. Let's see what you can do. Pass turn. Draw for turn. I guess 3 for. Well, actually, no. 3 to hypnotize. Go ahead and discard that. Draw that. Three for Pete, I guess. I think you got it though. It's not like I can do much of anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, no, you still got it. All right, I'm gonna quest to 15 and call it good. So that is not an outcome that I was expecting. I was actually expecting Emerald Steel to be really strong, and I know that a lot of people on group chats and all that kind of stuff kind of feel that Emerald Steel is kind of like, oh, without Hiram, Emerald Steel is gonna feast. But honestly, like, it's not that I didn't feel like I played bad or anything like that. It's just that, like, it just didn't get the win. Not only that, I got O2'd by Ruby Amethyst, so that is an interesting kind of predicament. And see, this is one of those things again. It's like I'm not a strong Ruby Amethyst player, but there are some moments where I'm just like, oh man, Ruby Amethyst is like the coolest thing ever, and then I try to play it competitively, and it's terrible. It's a terrible experience. Yeah, other than that, like, glad that Ruby Amethyst gets to keep its number 4 seed, and won it in very convincing fashion against Emerald Steel, one of the other fellow top tier decks in the meta today. And it gives me a really good insight into what to potentially play down the line post Hiram and Fortisphere ban. So yeah, no, I think that was a fun little video. Yes, it is 2-0. No, I am not going to make another. I'm not going to do another round because the deck swept. I just wanted to get a quick video out just to demonstrate the prowess of both Ruby Amethyst as well as Emerald Steel. But yeah, no, this was a really fun game, and I'm really glad that you guys got to join me on this adventure. So until then, my name is Nerdstrom, and let's get nerdy.